Welcome to Archilingua, the podcast for architects who want to master professional English. I'm Alec.
And I'm Zia. In today's episode, we're asking, why do architects talk the way they do?
This topic was inspired by an article in SLATE magazine called Architecture Speak, which looked at the unique and sometimes confusing language architects use.
Right. It explored how our profession has its own jargon, words that might sound complex or even strange to clients and the public.
Exactly. So today, we want to talk about what this language is, why it exists, and how it can be both useful and a barrier.
So, Alec, what's your take on it? Why do we develop this kind of archi-speak?
I think it comes from a need to be precise. When we're talking with other architects or engineers, we need specific terms to describe complex ideas quickly.
That makes sense, like shorthand.
Exactly. Take a word like materiality. We don't just say the materials of the building.
Right. Materiality is more about the experience of those materials, their texture, their weight, how they feel. It conveys a much richer idea.
A much richer idea, yes, but that's where the problems can start. Imagine you're talking to a client and you say, "We want to explore the materiality of the facade."
They might just stare at you blankly.
Or worse, they might nod along but not actually understand, which can lead to misunderstandings later.
That's a very good point. I've seen that happen. What about a word like articulation?
Oh, that's a classic. To us, articulating a join or a corner means expressing how different parts of a building come together.
It's about showing the logic of the construction, but to a client, it might sound like we're just trying to sound intelligent.
It's a fine line to walk. These words are powerful tools for us. Terms like tectonic or urban grain help us describe the fundamental structure of a building or the texture of a city.
They absolutely do. Urban grain is a great example. It's hard to find a simple substitute for that idea, the scale and pattern of streets and buildings in a city.
It is. So the challenge isn't to stop using these words, but to know when to use them and when to translate them into simpler, more accessible language.
I agree completely. It's about clear communication, after all. Now, let's break down 5 of the key terms we used. Alec, do you want to start with materiality?
Sure. Materiality. This refers to the qualities and character of the materials used in a building. It's not just what the material is, but how it looks, feels, and contributes to the overall atmosphere. For example, the architect focused on the materiality of the design, using rough stone and smooth wood.
That's a great explanation. Next up is articulation. In architecture, this means clearly expressing how different elements or parts of a building join or meet. It's about showing the logic of the construction. In furnaces, the articulation of the steel frame against the glass wall is a key feature of the building.
Perfect. The third term is tectonic. This describes the art and science of construction, especially how structural elements are put together. It emphasizes the expressive quality of construction. A sample sentence would be, "The exposed wooden beams give the roof a powerful tectonic quality."
Excellent. Number 4 is urban grain. This phrase describes the texture of a city, specifically the pattern and size of buildings, streets, and open spaces. You could say, the old city has a very fine urban grain, with narrow streets and small buildings.
And finally, number 5. We didn't use this in our chat, but it's a very common one. Program. This term refers to the functional requirements of a building. It's the list of spaces the client needs and how they will be used. For example, the program for the school includes 10 classrooms, a library, and a gymnasium.
Great. Those are 5 terms you can start listening for and perhaps even using in your professional conversations.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode. We hope this discussion helps you better understand the language of architecture.
You can find a full transcript of this episode, including definitions of all the key phrases, on the video description.
Join us next time when we'll be talking about effective strategies for presenting your design concepts to international clients.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the subject.
Until then, thanks for listening. See you next week on our Archilingua channel.